everybody, welcome back to my channel, Kicks with Fresh. Now, if you're new here, you can call me K Fresh. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you what my top 10 clothing stores with the best sales are. Now, before we get into the logistics of this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, comment, like, share. I want you all to be able to engage with my content. On this channel, I do sneaker reviews, clothing hauls, and how to style videos. I want this channel to be a channel where I am honestly helping you all. Yes, I'm getting some great deals and picking up some great sneakers and, being able to play around with fashion. But I really want you all to be able to take away something each and every video that I put up for you all to view. So now that we got that all out of the way, let's go ahead and get into my list. Now, one thing that I will say is this list is in no particular order. I'm going to try to explain to you all what I normally pick up in each and every one of these stores. So please don't take anything, in a chronological order because I shop at all of these stores pretty frequently. So the first store that I want to talk about is obviously a personal favorite of mine. If you've been watching any of my other clothing haul videos, you will know that Macys is one of the top 10 stores for me to shop and get these deals. So I have on this Champion hoodie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on one of my videos. I'll have a card linked up. But I got this hoodie for about $9 or $10. It was regular like $70 or somewhere along that line. And for me, Macys is just a really great department store that you can find, probably in, honestly, a lot of the dying malls that we have going on around here. The outlet malls are really taking over. So I'll go to Macys, and one of the things that I like to do with Macys is I check all of their last act areas. So last act is basically like their final sale items. Usually when picking up these items, you do want to make sure that you try them on because sometimes it will say final sale, no return, no exchange. That really depends on the particular item, but a lot of times I get items anywhere from 60 to 90 or even more % off. So this is a great way for you to go and honestly just refresh your wardrobe sometimes, especially for the seasons. Like my season, I love a good fall and winter season. I'm not really into like the spring and the summer. So for me, I like to go out of season and go pick up a lot of different items at Macys. The next store that I want to talk about is none other than Kohl's. Kohl's is another large department store that I think a lot of people sleep on because they really don't cater to a certain demographic. It's kind of like they're all over the place in my opinion. But Kohl's is one of those places where you can find really great brand name things there for really great deals. So in my last clothing haul that I put up, I'll have a card on that. I got some really great items from Kohl's. I believe 2 items that I got were actually Nike items. And so really great sales on, a lot of the name brand items. Mostly I pick up Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Champion, as well as Levi's. And I do search in the women's and the men's section. So you don't want to miss out on anything, in either of those areas. That honestly is just not a store for me that I would shop for shoes. But in terms of clothing, it is a smash hit. Now, the next store that I want to talk about is, to me, a store that I slept on for a very long time. I really didn't think that there were any items for me as a plus size female. So for a very long time, I just did not frequent this space. But here lately, I have been shopping there and I've gotten some really good items under $10 from this store. And that is none other than H&M. So H&M is kind of a trendy, slick, kind of sleek look. They do have some graphic tees, but a lot of times they don't normally have a ton of like prints in that store, just graphic tees and solids or everyday basic essentials. And so for me, that is a store that, if I want to go and grab, a variety of colors, white, black, gray, some soft pink, things of that nature, I will go into that store. They do tend to have a ton of graphic tees, like I said, joggers, as well as, tank tops and things of that nature. I always shop on their clothing sale racks. They really have great sales on even their button up. So if you're a man and you're looking to find some really nice pieces for an affordable price, I believe that H&M could be the place for you. The last time I shopped there, I got a graphic tee for $4 and another one for $6. So you really just can't beat that. And even when they're not having a sale, a lot of the times their essential pieces are around $12.99, $10.99, $9.99. So you just really cannot beat that. And in terms of the quality, you do get some good quality items. It really is going to depend on the brand that you purchase in H&M. A lot of times I do purchase from the Divided brand. So that is just a tip for you all. Like when you're checking out a lot of the things in H&M, and if you've never really shopped there, please make sure that you look at the tags to see what brand you're buying, because some of them are a little on the cheaper end in terms of quality. I find that the Divided brand is the best brand for H&M as a pickup. Now, the next store that I want to talk about is, honestly, it's a collection of stores, and it is within outlet malls. So you know that every other city that you go to, especially the big cities, they always have an outlet mall. And within those outlet malls, again, you get a lot of companies that are marking down or shipping out a lot of their out of season clothes to their outlet locations so that you can shop and get some great deals. So for me, when I go to the outlet stores, I always make sure to check the Nike, Adidas, Levi's. Sometimes I go into Express for my husband. And in those stores, I always go to the racks. You know, yes, they will have the 40% off and the 30% off racks, but you don't want to shop there, right? I go into those stores and I go directly to the racks that say anywhere from 70 to 90%. A lot of times when you go into these stores, it's also an additional 20% off of your total purchase, y'all. So you don't want to miss out on those sales. So when I go to Nike, for example, I might get some stuff that's out of season, but who says that I can't obviously wear that, you know, next season? And if you're getting things from these brands that, you know, usually do cost a pretty penny, but you like to dress more like casual or sporty, this is the way to go. I've been doing this ever since that I was in college, going into these outlet malls. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to buy 10 or so pieces. Get a couple of items that you know you can mix and match with. And that's one of the things that I do. Always pay attention to their Black Friday sales, because they'll always have a signature item in the outlet mall. So I've gone into Adidas, for example, and gotten some really great signature cotton tees, you know, with the different, you know, lettering and stuff on them for $5 as like a doorbuster, and you just can't beat that. And so you want to make sure that you don't forget about the outlet malls. The fourth store that I want to talk about is basically a resale store. So it's not a store that you're going to be able to go in and purchase things brand new. However, sometimes I have gotten lucky and gotten items from this particular store and the tags were still on it. That is none other than the Goodwill. If you don't have a Goodwill in your city, there's other places like Value Village or the Salvation Army and things of that nature. Do not sleep on these stores, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of times these stores are honestly places where people, they just have so many clothes and they have not worn something in a very long time, or maybe they've only worn it a couple of times and they're literally just donating it. There have been times where I have went into Goodwills and I've gotten like Polo Ralph Lauren, Coach, Michael Kors, all of these different luxury brands at a very small price. So I'm talking $3 to $6 for these items. And again, there are things that you can dress up, you can dress down, can be a statement piece, or it can kind of be a layering piece. So you always want to go in. The best time to go into Goodwills is probably like a Saturday morning, right when they open, because when you think about it, like people probably don't go there as much during the week, but during the weekend people flood in to see what items have been put on the shelves. The fifth place that I want to talk about is none other than eBay. Now, I will preface this with saying that I personally have not purchased anything off of eBay, but I've heard a lot of people, such as Talks with TJ. She is a avid eBay purchaser, so I don't want to leave them off of the list. If you are into that kind of e-commerce, secondary market, selling, bidding, things of that nature, eBay may be a great resource for you. I will say that I've browsed a lot of times and they do have a lot of things that are under the suggested retail, and a lot of times you can bid a little bit lower and still get that item, you know, if the seller is willing to sell. I will say just be careful and do your research in terms of the sellers. There can be a lot of sellers either selling fake merchandise or things that, you know, maybe they just don't have really good reviews. So you always want to make sure that you do your research and make sure that you're purchasing from a seller that is reputable and will get you your items in a timely manner. So the last 4 stores that I want to run through are very similar in nature, so I want to kind of clump them all together just to save time on this video, and also because, again, I do feel like they are very similar in terms of the business structure of the actual store. So the 4 stores that I want to talk about are Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Burlington. So the reason why I wanted to clump all 4 of these stores together, because I feel like they have a very similar business plan. So you'll see a lot of the same or similar items in these stores because, you know, they're selling things like at a lower price than, you know, what they may have been on the shelf with the actual company. What I will say about these stores is you kind of have to dig and you have to figure out when the best time is to go, because a lot of times they do have really awesome clothing sales on, you know, whether that is a sundress or some jeans. You are able to find any and everything that you need. But again, you want to think about exactly when is the best time to go, because a lot of times they are just overwhelmingly packed with people who are also trying to get a sale. And I don't know about you, but when the stores opened back up last month, people wiped out these stores. Out of all 4 of these stores, the one that I personally frequent the most is TJ Maxx, and then I'll go to Marshalls. After that, I'll go to Burlington, and last on my list is Ross. My order really is just because the ones that are over by my area, they don't necessarily have a ton of stock in store. So I want to hit the one like TJ Maxx is always stocked, but Ross is like bare bones, and Burlington's is very hit or miss. So now that I've given you my top 10 clothing stores with the best deals, I want to hear from you. Comment below, what are your favorite stores to go to get some pieces for your wardrobe, whether that is refreshing your closet or maybe that's just, you know, doing some retail therapy. What are the stores that you like to frequent that you feel like you get the best deals on clothes? Thank you so much for viewing this video. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And just so you all know, I'm going to be trying to post more frequently on this channel. So right now I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That is all I have for you all today. Thank you so much. And until next time, you already know what to do. Stay fresh.